potential to synapse with additional neurons. So too, in these spiral organs of Corti are the neuronal cells called the hair cells. And they stick up like little projections off these spiral organs of Corti. These little cilia projections, these hair cells. And they're found on the basilar membranes within these spiral organs of Corti that lie on these basilar membranes. And the hair cells just stick out like little cilia. Remember we saw the ciliated columnar epithelium? So there's a little brush-like border that extends from these spiral organs of Corti. And these are the hair cells. And these are the neurons that depolarize.
The hair cell? Which one?
The hair cells are the neurons. They're found on the spiral organs of Corti. Spiral organs of Corti are the vehicles that sit on the basilar membrane in the cochlear duct. Okay, remember the membranous labyrinth is the same thing as the cochlear duct on the basilar membrane, and you would have another basilar membrane up here, right? Because this is also a cochlear duct here in blue. So it'd be sitting here. There'd be some sitting here in this area here, and you'd have the spiral organs of Corti sitting here, and you have the hair cells projecting out from them. Okay? The hair cells are those neurons, spiral organs of Corti here, on the basilar membrane, and the neurons right there. So, as the vibration comes in through the malleus, incus, and stapes, through the oval window, and the oval window connects with the inner ear, the vibration is translated into the cochlea. Okay? So the vibration that rattles the malleus, incus, and stapes now goes into the inner ear and will rattle the cochlea. Once that vibration goes into the cochlea and begins to rattle the cochlea, that enables the hair cells to move back and forth. And this back and forth movement of the hair cells is what activates the depolarization wave. Okay, so they depolarize and they form an action potential. Now, similarly, what's going on also in the cochlea is that very small nerve fiber endings from the cochlear nerve. Remember that cranial nerve number 8, right? Was what? Cranial nerve number 8 is the vestibulocochlear nerve. Remember I said we were going to see that when we talked about hearing? Okay. Vestibulocochlear nerve. The vestibulocochlear nerve, cranial nerve number 8, is a combination or a juxtaposition of two nerves. One is the cochlear nerve, and one is the vestibular nerve. The cochlear nerve is what forms this part of the vestibulocochlear nerve. The vestibular nerve is what forms this part. So remember, these larger nerves are combinations of what? Smaller nerves that lead into them. So what we see here is that in the cochlea, the nerve endings of the cochlear nerve come in and lie in very close proximity to these spiral organs of Corti. And on the spiral organs of Corti, of course, are the hair cells. So the nerve endings,
all the hair cells, right?
nerve endings of cochlear nerve come into the cochlea, and when the vibration comes through the middle ear, through the stapes, through the oval window, and vibrates